Hello everyone, this is Harshit and I will be continuing with my previous session, that is design of tension member. In the previous session we have seen one design problem of a single angle which is connected to an gusset plate. So the complete design of that we have seen that. In this session let us go through one more problem. So in this just I'll read out the problem. So design a time member to be connected. Design a time member to carry an axial load of 400 kilonewton, that is working load, and 400 kilonewton. Use a double angle with the M20 HSFG bolt. HSFG bolt will be used here with a property class of 10.9. Okay, so let us go for the solution. Ultimate load will become, that is 400 into 1.5, it will be 600 kilonewton. So area required from gross area formula, that is TDG will be equal to AG into Fy divided by gamma m naught. Here AG will be that you need to calculate. Okay, so TDG you need to take as a force to be taken, force to be carried, that is 600 kilonewton. This one you need to take it as TDG. And gamma m naught, that will be 1.1 from table number 5 from IS 800 2007. From that one you will get this value, and so and Fy will be 250. So you can assume that. So from all these data, Ag will becomes 26.2640 mm square or 26.40 centimeter square. So to assume a section, you need to increase almost 25 to 40% of the area, and you need to select a section. So I will be increasing here 30%. By increasing 30%, the area will become 34.32 centimeter square. Actual required was 26.40. By increasing 30%, that into 1.3, you'll get the required area is 34.32 centimeter square. From steel table, double angle one section is there. In that you can see a double angle section. From that, select a angle such a way that its area is somewhat higher than that of this value, that is required value. Okay, so AG Pro now I'll be selecting one angle, that is 2 ISA 80 into 80 into 12 mm. For that the area was 35.62 centimeters square. It is somewhat higher than that of the required one. Okay, so 3562 mm square is the area of that. This will be the connection now. It will be like this. It will be connected on both sides of a gusset plate. Okay, so 80 and this is 80 mm, the 80 mm, and this is height is one leg, any two legs are equal angle. So M20 HSFG bolt is used. Next, after selection of the member of angle, after selection, let us go for the connection here. So in this connection, it is given as a HSFG bolt, that is non-slip joint will be seen. Okay, friction grip bolts is used here of a property class 10.9. So for the in the design steps, it includes VDSB will be equal to VNSF divided by gamma MF, and VNSF will be equal to, from the codebook page number 76 you will get all these formulas. Mu F Ne KH into F naught. So F naught will be equal to A and B into F naught, small f naught, and the small f naught, that is proof stress, that is 0.7 into FUB. So FUB will be equal to the ultimate stress of bolt, that is 1000 Newton per mm square. This also you will be getting from the code book itself. From table you will be getting this one. Okay, I think page number 13 you will be getting this one, this value. Okay, mu f is a slip factor. You need to take it as 0.55 if they have not given any kind of data for the friction. Okay, you need to assume as 0.55. Number of interfaces, you will be getting 2 interfaces you will be encountering here. So you need to take those values as 2. Ne will be 2 and KH will be 1. For the clearance hole, you need to take it as 1 from again it is from the code book itself. And proof load, it is A and B into F naught. By substituting this one, A and B is the net area of the bolt, that is points for ISO volt 0.78 into pi by 4 into d square, that is the dia of the bolt 20 mm square, 20 mm diameter. So the area will be 245.04. FUB will be, anyhow I told it is 1000 Newton per mm square for 10.9 property class bolt. So F naught will become 171.53 into 10 raised to 3 by substituting all the values, by substituting everything, and mu mf, gamma mf will be 1.25. This is from table number 5 again, the partial safety factors. Okay, by substituting all the values, at the end you will get the design value as 150.94 kilonewton. Okay, so the load divided by the load to be taken or the force to be transferred divided by the strength of the bolt, that is strength of bolt is 150, load to be transferred is 600. 600 divided by 150, you will get almost 4 number of bolts to be used for the connection. So this will be the connection. Okay, this will be the way to connect. Okay, from one side, if you view from any one side, you'll see the connection like this, you need to select the edge distance and this one pitch from your standard values, that is E will be equal to 1.5 into D naught, and this one P will be equal to 2.5 into D. So from that you will get E equal to 40 and P will be equal to 50. Okay, and the next one, it is W1. Okay, W1 will be equal to 45 for 80 mm, that is from page number 168 SP6. You will be having one table there. From that table you will be getting this value. Okay, the distance from the root to the bolt hole, okay, it is 45 mm for 80 mm leg size. For 80 mm leg size it will be 45 mm, that is W1. So remaining is 35. Okay, 80 minus 45, it will leave 35 here. So from here to here it is 45 mm. Okay, that is in table you will be getting two values. One is for if their leg has two number of bolts in a line. Okay, then the value will be varying. A and B values will be seeing there. If for W1 it will be shown as C there. Okay, C value C, you can see there. Okay, from that you will be getting it as 45 mm. So let us go for the check now. Already the selection of angles and the number of bolts to be used for the connection, already it has been solved. We have got that values. Now let us go for next one, check for the connection. The connection is safe or not. Okay, so here anyhow, as same as the previous problem, you need to go for 3 checks. That is, one is strength at the gross yielding, the second one is strength at rupture of at the critical section, and the third one is the block shear strength. Okay, so TDG, first one, TDGE will be equal to AGFY into gamma m naught. AG will be for that double angle 3562 obtained value. Okay, the provided value into 250 by gamma m naught, you will be getting 809.54 kilonewton. It is greater than the load to be transferred, so it is safe against the first one. Next one is the rupture strength, that is TDN. TDN will be equal to 0.9 ANC FU divided by gamma m1 plus beta into AGO FY divided by gamma m naught into 2. Okay, here 2. Since we no need of multiplying 2 for this one, because already the area we have taken, the area of two angles we have taken here, so no need of multiplying 2. Okay, so but here we need to multiply by 2 because only the area will be taking only of the one angle. Okay, area of one angle will be taking, so at the end we need to multiply by 2 for double angle, since it is a double angle connection. Okay, so beta here it is 1.4 into this formula you need to use here, 0.076 W by T Fy by Fu Bs by Lc. Okay, it should be greater than this one, that is 1.44 it becomes, and it should be it should be lesser than this one, and it should be greater than 0.7. Here for the in the formula, for beta formula, W will be 80 mm and W1 will be 45 mm, T is 12, and Bs is from here to here. Okay, that is 80 plus this one W1, that is 45, minus the half, minus the thickness, that is T by 2, and T by 2 becomes, okay, it will be 12 mm now, 12 here, so minus T, it is 113, and LC, that is center to center of the outermost bolt from here to here, 50, 50 and 50, so total is 150 mm LC. By substituting all the values, we will be getting it as 1.17, so it is lesser than 1.44 and greater than 0.7, so it satisfies that those conditions. Next one, AGO, that is area of the outstanding leg, that is outstanding leg, here it is 80 mm, so both leg are same, outstanding leg is 80 mm, gross area it is, no bolts are here, so this is a gross area, so 80, and you will be taking till the center of this one, so total 80 minus thickness by 2, that is thickness is anyhow it is 12 mm, so thickness is 12 mm, 80 minus 12 by 2, thickness by 2 into thickness of that angle, into thickness, so it becomes AGO is 888 mm square. Next one is ANC, net area of the connected leg. This is a connected leg. Net area means total area minus this bolt hole it should be. Okay, total length minus bolt hole. Total length is here to this center. Okay, total is 80. 80 minus, total is 80. 80 minus half. Okay, 80 minus this 12 by 2. 12 by okay, 12 by 2 minus this bolt hole, that is 22 mm. 22 mm into thickness, that is 80 minus 22 minus 12 by 2 into 12, you will be getting as 624 mm square. Next, substitute all the values into multiply by 2, you will be getting 840.6 kilonewton. It is greater than 600 kilonewton, that is strength is greater than the load to be taken, so it is safe again here. Next one is the block shear strength. Okay, again block shear strength, this will be the zone, this will, okay, sorry, here the failure will be occur like this. Okay, this part will get separated here now. Okay, this is the shear plane and this is the tensile plane, tension plane. So this one LV, okay, LVG means the gross area of this one, so total is edge distance is 40 mm, this distance is 40 mm, and this is 50 50 50, that is 150 plus 40 is 190 mm, total is 190 mm. So this one LVG is 190 mm, this one is done. Next to LVN, that is the net area, okay, net area of this shear plane. So total area is 190 from here to here, this point is 190. You need to reduce net, for net area you need to reduce the number of holes, that is total number of hole is 1 2 3, okay, one first 3 full holes and last one you need to take only half of the hole, because the this line will encounter only this becomes it ends up at the center here, center of the last hole, okay, and it moves towards like this. So the last hole will be not taking completely, will be only taking the half of that one, so total it becomes 1 2 3 and 3.5 into 22 mm. 22 mm is the bolt hole. Okay, so see here 190 is the total length minus 3.5 into 22 LV you will be getting, that is 113. Next one is TDG, this one shear plane, that is total is anyhow here to here it was 45 mm W1, so remaining is 35 mm, remaining is 35 mm the LVG, and LTG, when we calculate LTN, that is net area of the tension plane, it becomes 35 is the total one minus this bolt hole. Bolt hole again will not taking, again the will not considering the complete one, will just take only half of the last bolt hole, that is 0.5 of 22. Okay, not completely, not 1 into 22, will just take 0.5 of 22, only till the center we will consider, so it becomes again 24 mm. Okay, now just calculate AVG, that is area of this one here, so here length LVG into thickness of that angle leg, it becomes 2280, again LVN into T, you will get AVN, LVN 113 into 12, you'll get 1356. Next one is ATG. It is LTG into thickness, so it is 35 into 12, 420. Last one is ATN, that is LTN into this one, LTN into thickness, that is 24 into 12, 288 mm square. Now substitute all the obtained values to the formulas of block shear strength. We'll be having this is calculating only for one angle, so you need to multiply by 2 to get the value for the two angles. So by multiplying, you'll get first one, TDB1 is 732. It is greater than 600 kilonewtons, so it is safe there. Then next one is 653, you'll get, so it is greater than 600 kilonewton, so it is safe. So hence provide to ISA 18 to 18 to 12 with 4 bolts. So hence for the property of M20 of a property class 10.9. So this is the design of a double angle section. Okay, in case in some problems they will be asking for check for a slenderness ratio. Okay, slenderness ratio they will ask. So it becomes slenderness ratio will be equal to L, the effective area, divided by the radius of gyration. This radius of gyration you will be getting from steel table itself. You'll be getting 4 values. Okay, the minimum radius of gyration you need to consider there. By substituting that, you'll be getting one slenderness ratio. This slenderness ratio should be lesser than the standard values. One table is there, that is table number I think 3. You'll get some standard slenderness ratios for tyne members and everything for so that it should be lesser than the standard values, so it will be safe there. Okay, next one, what is lug angle? Okay, next topic is a lug angle. A lug angle means sometimes the length of a connection. Okay, see, I'll show in this figure itself. Just see here in this connection. Okay, in this connection itself, if this length, okay, the total here 40, total it is 150 and 190 and 230 mm, total is 230 mm it is there. Assume it as the length what it is available is only 200 mm. Okay, or else the load is very high, you can't go with too length here. If the number of bolts required obtained was 10 bolts and no space is there, means just one thing you can do is you can add a lug angle, that is adding an extra angle here. You can see here lug angle. Okay, so here this will be the main angle, this will be a lug angle. You can see in this 3D figure. What you will be doing is here back side, this is the main angle, it will be continuing towards line. Lug angle, this angle you will be adding in the other side. Okay, you will be connecting along with the outstanding leg. Okay, so such a way that it will be used to transfer the load again here. So number of bolts will be reduced here. Okay, so if any, you can see, if you see from the top side, this will be the main angle and this is a lug angle. So you will be adding one extra angle. The size of this angle will be lesser than that of the main angle. Okay, and such a way that these two angles is connected using welding or bolts. It is connected with the outstanding angle. In the normal cases, this outstanding leg will be left free, no connections are given here. But in if lug angle is added, this outstanding leg of the main angle will be connected to the lug angle and the load anyhow it will be transferred to the gusset plate again. Okay, so here thing is you need to calculate the number of bolts for the main angle, and when another one is when lug angle is connected to the gusset plate, that the connection also you need to calculate. And next one, to main angle and lug angle connection between those two you need to calculate. Another requirement or the another standard what you need to consider is, normally while assuming a lug angle or while taking a lug angle, the leg size, one leg size should be equal to that of outstanding leg, so that the connection will be simple, it will be easy. Let us see here what all some of the advantages is. The length of the connection can be reduced. One, this is advantage mainly. It is again it will be a purpose also. and but some of the disadvantages are like additional angle, piece of angle, additional angle will be used, and overall number of bolts will be increased here, because three types of connection it should be it will be done here, that is main angle to gusset plate, lug angle to gusset plate, and main angle to lug angle. Three connection you need to see here, and somewhat eccentricity will be there, the connection eccentricity will be there. Okay, so the design specifications to be considered while designing is three main thing you need to consider is, first one, for the design of a lug angle, first we need to increase the outstanding leg, increase the area, the force of the outstanding leg we should increase by 20%. So for the first, you need to select a lug angles. So for that what we need to do is, force of the outstanding leg we need to increase by 25%. For angle, in case of channel it should increase by 10%. Next one is for lug angle, connection between the lug angle and gusset plate. For this connection you need to increase the outstanding force by 20%, and that one you need to use for the connection. Okay, last one for channel section, again it will be 10%. Next one for the lug angle and main angle, in this case you need to increase the outstanding force by 40%. For channel section you need to increase it by 20%. Okay, so while solving the problem we'll understand that one. Okay, just let us see. A tie member ISA 100 into 75 into 8 mm, okay, carries a load of 300 kilonewton. Load it has been given. Design a lug angle connection using M18. The load is factored itself, it is given in the question. We need to design a lug angle connection for M18 for property class 5.6. Okay, so let us see here. This is a given question. Here 100 mm is connected to the gusset plate. Okay, and number of bolts it has not been given. 8 mm is the thickness of the angle, and 75 mm is the outstanding leg. Let us go with the calculation of the forces now. Total forces it was given is 300 kilonewton. We need to divide the forces for the connected leg and outstanding leg. The total load to be carried is 300 kilonewton. So the load has to be divided. Let us see what is the area of these two separate legs. Okay, one is 100 mm. So we'll just taking till the center of this one. This, if we go for this one, we'll just select only till the center of the outstanding leg. Okay, so total it is 100. Okay, this one total leg size is 100. 100 minus this one is 8. Thickness is 8. 8 by 2 means it becomes till the center. Okay, 100 minus 8 by 2 from here center to the end into 8 is the thickness of the plate. Okay, so it becomes 768. Next one is the outstanding leg, this one. Length is 75. 75 minus, anyhow you will be taking till the center. So 75 minus 8 by 2 into 8, it becomes 568. Now let us calculate the force, load carried by the connected leg. What is the load? In 300 kilonewton, some part will be transferred for the connected leg, will be carried by the connected leg. Let us see what load is carried by that one. So you will be calculating by using area of the connected leg divided by the total area into the force. Okay, so the area of the connected leg is 768, and total area is 768 plus this, sum of these two is total area, into the force, that is 300. So answer will be 172. 172.45 is the load transferred by the connected leg. So what is the load transferred by outstanding leg? Total is 300 minus 172. 300 minus 172. 172 is a connected leg. Okay, total 300 minus 172. Remaining is 127. If 172 is carried by connected leg, the remaining load will be transferred by the outstanding leg. Okay, this is the load transferred by outstanding leg, that is 127.55 kilonewton. Okay, now let us go for the design of lug angle, that is selection of the member. We should go for the selection of the angle. Okay, so first step for selection of the angle is increase the outstanding leg force in the outstanding leg by 20%. We should increase it by 20%, that is 1.2 into 127. It becomes 153 kilonewton, 153.06. Okay, so this load is the load we will be considering here. Okay, so area required is load into, that is from gross area method, TDG will be equal to AG into Fy divided by gamma m naught. So by rearranging this one, you'll get area is equal to load into gamma m naught by Fy, that is TDG will be taking as load. Load is 153 into 10 raised to 3 into 1.1 divided by 250. You'll get area required is 673.46 kilonewton. Now for the selection of angle, you need to increase by 25 to 40%. I'll be taking as 30% here. I'll increase by 30%, that is 1.3 into 673, it is 875 mm square. Okay, so for 875, I'll assume a section, that is 75 into 50 into 8. Its area is 938 mm square or 9.38 centimeters square. Why I have selected this angle is outstanding leg is 75 mm. So I'll select the angle such a way that one leg size becomes 75. Okay, one leg size is 75. So I can place it together. The height will be matched there. 75 will be matched there. Okay, 75 into 50 into 8. And also the area should be almost greater than this one. 8.75 centimeters square or 875 mm square. It should be greater. Now obtained is 938 mm square. It is greater than this one. So it is fine. It is safe. So this will be the angle, lug angle. So the connection will be like this. This is, I'll just show first one main angle. This is a main angle, 100 mm and height is 75 mm. Next one here, this is lug angle. This is 75 mm and this is 50 and thickness is 8 mm. Okay, so it is fine now. So there are three connections. One first connection, let us see, that is lug angle and gusset plate. Second connection is lug angle and main plate. Third connection is main plate and gusset plate. Okay, so for the three connection, first we need to see what is the bolt value. How we will be calculating bolt value? That is just let us assume threads in the shear plane again here. Okay, so number of shear planes here is one shear plane or one shear plane and one shear plane it is there. Okay, only one shear plane, that is anyhow if you assume thread in the shear plane, n becomes 1 and ns becomes 0, that is plane in thread encountering the thread is 1 and the shank is, it will become 0. Okay, next one a and b is 0.78 into asb. It is 198 mm square and VDSB, by substituting the bearing strength formula, you will get bolt bearing strength as shear strength as 45.83, that is shear strength. In bearing it becomes, you need to calculate E value, that is 1.7 D naught, 1.5 it becomes 1.5. Okay, and this one is 2.5 into D for pitch. Okay. So you can assume no problem in this, you can take somewhat greater value itself. So by substituting those values you'll get this one, what VD becomes 15.9. Okay, this is 15.9. Next the minimum value, okay, from VDSB is 45 and VDPB is this one is 59.04. So minimum is 45.83. Bolt value is this one, 45.83. So let us go for the connections now. First connection between lug angle and gusset plate. Okay, this connection, lug angle and gusset plate. Okay, for this one, as per code, I think wait a minute, it is specified in, okay, for it is specified in code. Okay, you need to increase by 20% outstanding force in outstanding lead, that is 127. Increasing 20% means multiply by 1.2, will get 153. Bolt value is 45. Force divided by bolt value, that is this one, force divided by bolt value, you are getting number of bolts is 4. Next one, connection between lug angle and main angle. Here you need to increase the force of outstanding leg by 40%, that is 1.4 into 127, it is 178. So number of bolts is force divided by 45, anyhow you'll get almost 4 bolts. Next one, last connection is main angle and gusset plate. Okay, so load carried by main angle, that is connected plate, is 172. That is already calculated at the beginning. This one, this value 172, it's already calculated. This force will be considering. So 172 divided by bolt value, you'll get the bolt number of bolts as 4 itself. So this will be the connection for main angle and gusset plate. 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts will be used, and for main angle and the lug angle, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts will be used, and main lug angle and gusset plate, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts will be used here. So this is the connection. So this is the end of that lug angle. This will be the design. The mainly thing is you need to calculate the number of bolts to be used here. Okay, so let us go for the next part here, that is tension splices. Okay, tension splices means when if the available length of the tension member is less. Okay, just assume that the length is 12 meter. Okay, but you have the member only as 6 and 7, one is 6 meter, 6 meter, 6 meter member is there, means for connecting for that 12 meter is a connection, but you have only 6 and 6 meter, so you need to connect those two member. The connection will be used by using this one, splice. Okay, so this is splices are mainly used when the tension less, the length of the tension member is less, this will be used, or when the two tension members, size of two tension members are varying, if the thickness of the member is varying or the sizes are varying, means just assume the two plates, one plate is 18 mm and another plate is just 10 mm. So in that case, what you need to do, you'll connect those two members by using one packing plate, and you'll use a cover plate. So this will be acting as a this one, what splices. This will be the splices. This will be the load will be transferred by those splices to the members. Okay, and if any transportation problem is there, means you can't transport the lengthier member, so you'll transport the smaller member and you'll connect by using the splices in the size. You can go with any traditional cover plates will be used here, or the connection will be made by welds or bolts may be chosen as a fastness. And the next one, mainly this is used in the tension cords and the web members in the truss members, truss or lattice girders, or tension braces or bracing members, or hangers or ropes. These splices will be normally used. You can see here. Okay, this is a different member and this is different member. These two are used connected by using a splice or a cover plate. You can call it as a splice. Okay, here splices will be connected for this member. Here the load will be just assume that load will be transferred here. It will not directly transfer from here to here. Okay, load will not directly transfer from here to here. It will first, load will transfer to splice and it will go here and it will transfer to this member. Okay, this is a splice figure of a. So let us see one problem here. Design of tension splice. Okay, to connect two plates, that is one is 10 mm and another one is 18 mm. Two plates are connected here by using a double cover butt joint. The joint is double cover butt joint. Okay, and two plates of different thickness. One is 10 mm and another one is 18 mm. The joint is double bolted here with the cover plates of 8 mm thick. Double bolted means in one critical section you will get only two bolts. Two bolts will be used in one critical, one line, only two bolts will be used here with the cover plates of 8 mm thick. Cover plate is given here, thickness is 8 mm. Okay, the load to be transferred is 200 kilonewton. 200 kilonewton load is transferred. That is, you can see the figure here. That is this is 18 mm plate and this is 10 mm plate, and okay, these two are connected, and this is a cover plate and this is cover plate. Okay, this is already given, but there one gap will be obtained here, one gap will be created here when we placed here. Okay, this gap will be filled by 8 mm packing plate, because total is 18 minus 10, the remaining thickness here is, this gap is 10 minus 18 minus 10 is 8 mm gap. So this is filled with the packing plate. Okay, 8 mm packing plate will be used here. So assume no other data are given. Assume M20 bolts of grade 4.6 and Fe410 grade of steel will be used here. Okay, just assume it. Next, two plates, anyhow the additional packing plate will be used of 8 mm. It is greater than 6 mm. Since it is 8 mm is used, it is greater than 6 mm. One beta factor you need to multiply for the shear capacity, that is beta is 1 minus, beta Lj is 1 minus 0.0125 TPK. TPK is thickness of the packing plate, thicker plate packing, that is 8 mm. So the beta value will be 0.9. This value you need to multiply at the shear capacity, shear strength of the bolt. In the calculation of shear strength, you need to multiply this value. Okay, so for the calculation, strength calculation, load is 200, that is unfactored. By factoring it becomes 300 kilonewton. 20 mm dia of the bolt, so bolt hole will be 22 mm. 400 mm is 4.6 grade, and 410 is grade of steel. Gamma MB is 1.25, gamma M1 is 1.25. So let us go for next one. Assuming both, just assume both shank and thread, since it is a butt joint, you will be encountering with the two, you will get two shear planes there. So just let us assume both shank and thread in the shear plane. So ASB will be pi by 4, that is shank area, area of the shank, that is pi by 4 into d square, 314, and ANB is 0.7 into ANB, it becomes 245. So for calculating the design shear strength, VDSB is VNSB divided by gamma MB into beta Lj. So you will be knowing all the values. By substituting all the values, you will be getting it as 92.74. NN and NS both becomes 1, since we have assumed both shank and thread in the shear plane. Next, for bearing capacity, just by the standards, you just take P and pitch distance and E. Okay, since pitch distance almost becomes 50 mm, we will just assume 60. So just we can take gauge length as greater than P, just will assume as 100 mm, no restriction is given here. Okay, you can assume as 100 mm, that is gauge. Pitch is 60, this is 40. By calculating all the values, you will get VDPB is 96. But the bolt value is minimum of shear strength and bearing strength 92.97 will be taking. Okay, so the number of bolts required is load by bolt value. Load to be transferred is 300, bolt value is 92, number of bolts required is 4 bolts. Okay, so detailing total, this one you have calculated, P, G we have taken, E we know anyhow. So minimum width of plate is, that is total number of bolts in a line is 2 numbers to be used, that is double bolted. So this is 100 mm we have taken, edge distance is 40 and this is 40. So total width of plate becomes 180 mm, and number of bolts in the critical section is 2 bolts in the critical section, that is if this will become a critical section, 2 bolts are there. So AN area of a critical section is B minus N into D naught into T. B is 180 minus 2, number of bolts in a line is 2, D naught is 22 into T, thickness of a thinner plate, that is 10 mm, 1360 mm square. Provide 4 bolts on each side of a bolt and provide 2 this one for tacking bolts you can use for packing plate, 2 numbers here at the end, it is an extra bolt. Okay, so after this, anyhow the detailing is done here, how number of bolts and everything is done here. At the end we need to go for checking of a design, checking for design. Okay, first check will be yielding of gross section, TDG equal to Ag into Fy by gamma m naught. By substituting all the values, you will get 409.909. It is greater than the load to be transferred, so it is safe. Next, rupture or the tearing at the critical section, 0.9. Since it is a plate, you will be using this formula, 0.9 AN Fu divided by gamma m1. By substituting all the values, you will get this is 401.47, it is greater than 300, so it is safe again here. Last one is a block shear strength again here. If you take only this one, this will be the line here like this. Okay, so for AVG, that is this one here, for 40 plus 60 into two lines here there. Okay, 1 and 2 shear planes will be getting here. 40, this is 40 and this is 60 into 2. Okay, that is length is done into thickness of the plate. Minimum thickness you need to consider, that is 200 or 2000. Okay, 2000 is done. AVN, that is effective area, that is you'll be just taking 40 plus 60, that is total minus 1.5. You'll be getting here, this will be the block 1 bolt and this is half bolt 1.5. okay, 1.5 in a line, that is into 2 again, the 2 lines are there, into 10, so it becomes 1340 mm square. Next one is ATG, this one, this is 100 mm. okay, and next one ATN, this is gross area. If becomes net area means total is 2 bolts, half and half bolts. Okay, you need to take total 1 bolts, that is half of this bolt and half of this bolt, total is 100 minus half of this bolt, half of this bolt, that is total, I'll take it as 100 minus 1 into 22 is a bolt hole, it becomes 780 mm square. By substituting all the values, you will be getting, first one is 492, 455, both are greater than 300 mm, so the design is safe here. This is a design of tension splices. Next one, last one here, it is gussets. So in a gusset plate is just, if you consider a roof truss, you can see in this figure, or any intermediate connections between any column to any extra connection is there, means directly member to member connection will not be there. Okay, if this is a beam and if this is a member of roof trusses, so directly this member will not connected to this one. Okay, see here, this one and this one will not directly connect to this one, it will connect through a member called gusset plate. Okay, this gusset plate is used for the connection here. So this one here mainly you can also see in this figure, this is a main member and these are the 2 extra connection is done. It will be used like this, like this, you will be connected to the gusset plate here, and the line of forces should coincide here, both, all the line of forces should coincide here. Okay, normally more than 12 mm or more thickness will be assumed here. Okay, these gusset plates are the plates to make connections at the places where more than one member is to be joined. If any joint connection is requirements, you will be using a gusset plate for that one. For example, in trusses or truss girders, mainly in trusses you can observe that directly, or in all the structural steel connections you can see this one. This one, structural gusset plates is subjected to shear, direct or bending stresses, and therefore it should be of sufficient thickness to resist their stresses at the critical sections. Okay, generally the gusset plate thickness is 12 mm or more thickness are there. And here okay, so this is the end of that part. Next remaining is one is the slab bases or the column bases, the foundation or the foundation to column connections bases are remaining in this part, in this module number 4. It will be uploaded soon. See, note down some of the problems, you can solve these problems. If any doubts is there, means you can go through this one. Okay, just go through these problems, note down the problem, pause it, and just you can solve these questions. Okay, these are the different types of questions arising in the exam. So if you have any doubts regarding the topic, means you can put it in the comment section. and the next remaining part will be uploaded soon. Okay, and thank you. I'll wind up the session here.